Well, hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Ask Jameen. I'm Nicci Willis and
I'm Jameen.
And today's question is, did the market just crash? Here we go. So before we get started, I want to remind you to make sure that you subscribe, hit that button down there below, and hit that bell so that you are notified every time we upload new content. And thank you guys so much, those of you who have subscribed and those of you who are commenting. We love to see your comments. Hopefully we have responded to you and many of you guys respond back. So we absolutely love your comments. So definitely keep commenting. And if there's something that you want to see, put it in the comments below. We like answering questions and getting suggestions and all that good stuff. Okay, babe. Did the market just crash?
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
There's a lot of things changing, a lot of things happening.
Child, we had a time last week, huh? We had a time last week.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about it. Interest rate.
Yep.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The interest rate just increased 0.75%. Okay, so let's put that in perspective. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
So, if you listen to any of our previous podcasts, or let's just say you haven't.
Okay.
So, 0.75%, if you round up, it's like 1%. So, previously we talked about how if interest rates go up even 1%, it changes your monthly payment at least $100 per month.
Yes.
So with interest rates going up, with appreciation, the real estate market doing extremely well, prices kept going up.
Yes.
So when prices kept going up, it priced some people out of being able to buy a house, because some people could only get pre-approved for, let's say in our market, like $250,000. $250,000 is very hard to find a single family house
That's move-in ready.
Yeah, in Las Vegas for $250,000.
Or even a condo at this point.
Yeah, so it priced you out. So with this case, if you go from a 4.5% to 5.5%, it has the same effect of pricing some people out of being able to buy a house.
Yeah.
So when you talk about, everybody's talking about recession, crash, doom and gloom, things like that. On the negative side, the realistic what's going on is some people are getting priced out of buying a home because the interest rates went up.
Yeah. Or it's also decreasing their buying power.
Yeah, or decreasing your buying power. So instead of being able to buy a $500,000 house, now you can only buy a $450,000 house.
Yeah.
So maybe
And we have a specific podcast for that, so I'll put that below.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
interrupt, but I'll put it below.
yeah. So maybe somebody who was buying, what I call bread and butter price range. They have to buy a little bit lower to, get to have the same monthly mortgage payment that they want. So, when interest rates go up, it's always a correction method, which we'll talk about in detail here in just a few minutes. But that's the biggest thing that happened was interest rates went up. And to put it into perspective, most of the time the interest rates, they look and see how much if they need to correct, and then if they do, how much they need to correct. So most of the time, historically, it's been like 0.25%.
Right.
So
it's more.
Right.
And it is moving the goal line for a lot of the bread and butter people.
Yeah.
So not only have we seen the interest rate increase, we also are seeing a large number of price reductions in homes.
Absolutely.
So this week and last week, we saw a huge number. I mean, I think last week we had 1,800 homes listed, but we also saw 1,200 homes that had price reductions.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so speaking of price reductions, I did want to kind of go back to the interest rates.
Oh, okay.
So there's one more point I want to point out, and we talked about this before. A lot of your problems will be solved if you would listen to the previous podcast, basically. No, but we talked about this before. So one thing that I think people really need to understand is interest rates carry bigger weight than prices.
Yes.
So people talk about, I'm going to wait for the prices to drop. Here's what we're talking about. So if prices go up 40,000, it still doesn't compete with an interest rate hike going up 1% or 1.5%.
Yeah.
So even when people say, I'm waiting for the market to tank.
Yeah.
But if rates go up, if prices go down a lot, interest rates affect the price more than price decreases or increases.
Yeah.
So that's why interest rates, the Fed has the power to increase or decrease the rates. And that's why it makes a huge change, because interest rates affect your buying power more than price increases or decreases.
Correct.
So when we talk about the second part, we have no control over if the Feds raise interest rates. We can lobby, we can do whatever. They're going to raise rates, or they're going to decrease them, or they're going to leave them the same. So we don't have control over that. What we do have control over is what we're seeing is people are saying, oh shoot, I need to make an adjustment on what I can control, and that's price.
Yeah.
So price decreases. So basically what was happening is as realtors and people who are selling their home, they stopped looking at, okay, this house sold for this amount of dollars, and they were anticipating on getting multiple offers and selling higher than list price. So they priced even higher than comps.
Yeah.
The comps that they had for. So it's like, where's your proof that you can sell your house for this much? You don't have it. You're just looking at the market going up and up and up.
Right.
And so now they're decreasing the prices to what something actually sold for, which is what we're supposed to do anyways.
Yes. The great correction.
Yeah, so we've been extremely spoiled, and it's been a huge buffer in between saying, you can sell your house for this much. It's like you look like a hero because it sells for much more, but you look bad if it doesn't sell for much more. So so people are having to decrease prices because it's like we don't have the exact numbers on how many people are priced out, but there's a percentage of people that are priced out from buying in a certain price range when interest rates go up. So people have to reduce their prices because the demand is going down.
Yeah, and what we're seeing now are listings that have been priced at that, COVID, what we've been seeing for like a year and a half. They've been sitting for a little bit, and here's the kicker. If you can still buy, now would be a good time to strike.
Yeah.
Because homes that have been sitting for a little bit, and again, where sellers were expecting multiple offers, now they have none. Yeah. So now would be a great time to strike if you can buy. So there are some pros and some cons here. Okay. So let's talk about the rest of the world, the market. Outside of real estate, there's the crypto market, and so stocks and crypto are both down.
Yeah, stocks and crypto are both down. So real estate and stock market are closely related. Yes. So when you see the stock market go down, that means interest rates have probably gone up. The good thing is real estate doesn't go down like the stock market. You don't wake up in the morning and everything's worth 50% less. The negative part about crypto is you actually can wake up in the morning and the price of your cryptocurrency is 50% lower, which is
and we've got crypto right now. And
so
we're holding it and all the things, but right now it's up, so just hold on to that and we'll see what happens.
So it's definitely down, and so how it affects real estate, crypto, stocks, and things like that. So basically, if you don't know, wealthy people and investors use borrowed money to buy assets.
Yep.
And so when the cost of that borrowed money increases, they either stop or slow down or pivot or look and see what they're about to do, in which that's what we're seeing right now. So when you see people selling, it's all like we talked about before. It's like a fear thing, but you have to actually have to look at what's going on, and you have to not have a short-term memory.
Yeah.
You know, you have to remember last year, before COVID, last crash, 10 years ago. That's why we have to look at like historical data and not like what's right in front of us. Because you look at what's right in front of us, it's like, let's panic sell, just doom and gloom. But we have to look at the whole big picture. But right now, interest rates went up, stocks went down, like a lot. A lot of stocks and crypto went down. A lot. So that's what's been going on recently.
Yeah.
And
we're also catching up on the shutdown and all the money that was printed. So now that's happening. So inventory, everybody's got to get rid of all their inventory. So retail, you're getting ready, or if you haven't already started seeing it, you should be. Clearances, discounts, getting rid of all that excess inventory that they were ordering while things were being shut down, and while we were having a huge supply chain issue, which still exists, but now purchasing has slowed down, and so we're looking at, or retail is looking at all this inventory that they have to do something with. So
yeah, so that was kind of like a false sense of our economy, because people were getting stimulus checks, which made them spend. Like, who's not going to spend free money? You know what I mean? Money given to them. So you have to keep money in circulation to keep the economy going. And we got stimulus like 1, 2, 3 times and things like that. And so that's all gone. So now you're seeing like what things really are. Yeah. And like I looked at Gap. So Gap, they didn't have the inventory that they needed during the holiday season, so their sales were low. Now it's not peak season for buying, like Christmas time and things like that. Now they got all this inventory that they were waiting on.
Can't do anything with it.
And so the demand is not there. So you're gonna see a lot more things going on sale, because before sales were slow because they didn't have the inventory to sell. Yeah. Now they have more inventory than the demand. So things are starting to go on sale, and they got a bunch of cars just lined up. And now if the chips come in, it's like, well, people already did something else, or they bought a used car. That's why used car sales went up so much, because people were waiting on chips to get new cars. They were waiting to get computers. They were waiting to get PlayStation 5s because of the chip shortage. Yeah, so that's why you can't go. You know how like a PlayStation is like brand new, and then it comes out, and then it's like, okay, it's regular. You can just walk into GameStop and buy one. You still can't walk into GameStop right now and buy a PlayStation 5 because of the chip shortage. They like trickle as they get them in. They're still not. You can't just go to GameStop today, and you probably can't get a PlayStation 5.
My son Jonathan probably knows that. Which, I mean, I think that's very interesting. Also, so here's the thing. I know things are going on sale and things are going on clearance and there's discounts everywhere. But listen, if you are planning on purchasing a home, don't fall into that trap. If you haven't saved what you need to save for your down payment and all the things, remember what your priorities are. Remember what your goals are. And don't fall into that trap of, ooh, this is on sale. Ooh, this is on clearance. Let me go ahead and get this. Let me go ahead and get that. Listen, it'll always be there. And I always say coupons and discounts are like roller coasters. They're a lot of fun, but guess what? They'll always come back around. Okay. So, so the discount will be there. The clearance sale and all the things, it'll be there. But if you're planning on buying a home, stay true to your goals, stay true to your priorities, and make sure you are saving what you need to save. If you want to invest in something, or if you want to purchase something, invest in yourself, right? Get a course, do something that's going to make you money, or even create some passive income for you. So that's my little tidbit there of business-wise. Don't fall into the trap of the discounts.
Yep.
All right.
So we talked about a lot of the what we would consider maybe negative things that have happened in the past week or two.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, did the market just crash? Let's talk about some of the good things, or what I call the silver lining of what's a result of these things that just happened. So the first thing is real estate still has a very long way to go before it's considered a crash. Like, so real estate prices would have to go down like 30% to even be considered like a crash.
Yeah.
Well, actually more than that, because in the past 2 to 3 years, prices have literally gone up like 30%.
Mm-hmm.
So before we could say, oh, this is a recession or this is a crash, prices will have to tumble like a long way.
A long way, yeah.
And like we talked about before, real estate is one of the reasons why it's such a safe and attractive thing to invest in. It's not like stocks. You just wake up in the morning and the stock market, is down so many points. You don't just wake up in the morning and all of a sudden all the buyers vanished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a gradual trickle down effect. So the silver lining is, even though rates are going up and things like that, we still have a long way to go before in real estate we're considered, oh my gosh, it's danger zone, doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Are there some changes, some adjustments you have to make? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's some good things about what's going on right now. But it would have to drop below 30% to be considered anything more than exactly what the Fed did it for, is a correction.
Right. To curb inflation. That's why they did it.
Yep.
So, and I hope that brings hope to those of you who are looking to sell or who even have your home on the market. People are always moving. There are people that need to purchase a house. There are people that need to relocate and all the things. So if you either have your home on the market, definitely be hopeful. You can still sell your home. If you're thinking about putting your home on the market and you need help, not quite sure how to price it, that's where we come in.
Yep.
That's where you get a professional that is watching the market, that has their finger on the pulse. If you need help with that, go ahead and put a comment below, or go to our website. I'll put that over here somewhere. Reach out to us. We'd love to help you. We can do a market analysis on your home, and then help you price your home correctly so it won't be sitting that long. But yeah, definitely have hope in that. Also, we're almost back in the days of being able to negotiate. So that's what I'm loving. Real estate, I think all things, you can negotiate anything, but real estate, that's where it gets a little fun. And you can negotiate on the seller side and on the buyer side. So again, if you are in the market or thinking about buying a house or thinking about selling your house, now's the time where you can get creative. You can think about all the things that are important to a seller and important to a buyer.
Yeah, so I like to use the analogy so people can understand inflation. You know how like you go to a park, and imagine if you were at a park and there's like only one basketball hoop, and there's like you and somebody else trying to shoot.
Yep.
So every time you go to try to shoot the ball, they shoot the ball.
Right.
Every time you go to shoot the ball, they shoot the ball, and you sitting there waiting to shoot the ball. That's kind of how inflation is. So you have to do something to where basically they keep shooting the ball, because at this price, I can still go out to eat. I can still go out to eat. I can still buy houses. The demand is high. But when you change the rates, you slow down them reaching for the next ball, and it gives the opportunity for somebody else to shoot the ball. So that's kind of how inflation is. It's like when you watch the 3-point contest and you have the big old stack of balls lined up.
Yeah.
If there's unlimited balls, so if I keep going, if restaurants see that people keep going out to eat every week, numbers are going higher, they say, well, we can keep charging the same price.
Right. And
then there's like, well, shoot, we can charge more. People still keep coming. So there comes to a point where people say, okay, at this price, I'm not going out there. I'm just going to stay at home. Yeah. So that's how inflation works with gas prices, food, Even real estate, the Fed had to do something because we're such a credit driven society that it costs you $117 to purchase something for $100. So when you start thinking like, okay, now it costs me $117, there's a dollar amount where you say you think about it, or
there's a threshold,
or you don't do it. And so if the Fed didn't do that, then companies and the things that we buy would just keep going up and skyrocketing. Something has to happen in order for prices to stop or stay where they're at or go down.
Yeah.
Or else we just would be all at home eating Franks and beans.
Very true. Very true. But also remember that consumers and buyers have more buying power in a down market.
Yeah.
So we need things to balance off. We want things to balance off. And although we hate what is happening, right now, and it doesn't feel very comfortable, it's not super comfortable. We need, things need to balance themselves off. So hang in there, guys. This is not doom and gloom. And the housing market has not crashed, but we're in correction. We're seeing that right now. And so again, if you are in the market to buy a home, this will be the perfect time to go ahead and strike. I'm working with clients right now that are kind of like, is this too good to be true? There's no offers on this home, or because again, that short-term memory, people are remembering when they were, in negotiations, or not even negotiations, you're just up against 30 offers on the same home. So now that there is a little breathing room, and I feel actually right now this is more of a shock. So people are kind of just staying put for a second to kind of see. So while some people are kind of frozen in shock, if you can realize that this is a moment to strike, we're kind of in that perfect storm, it's a perfect time to strike, then you probably want to get moving. So that's a good thing too. But stay in there, stay in the game. If you need help with the Willis team here in the Las Vegas Valley, we would love to help you. Our contact information is below. And so enjoy the rest of the week. All right. It's not the apocalypse or anything like that, but things are changing, things are happening, and it's good to keep your finger on the pulse. Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, have a great week, and we will see you next time. Bye.